So it's been 4 long years. Here I am on the steps of the legislature, Fredericton, New Brunswick. And it's been a hard battle. 4 years fighting the corruption of the Trudeau government. Looks like it's coming to a head. Lots of protests across the country. It started out just with a small protest of a dozen people. The second one went down to 8 people. We never got discouraged. We kept fighting. We kept the fight going. Eventually, Trudeau pushed everybody over the edge. And that's where we're at today. How did he do that? Well, Trudeau, he's pretty much destroyed GoFundMe, which is a good thing. Not intentionally, but he did it. That was due to ordering the police chief, the Ottawa police chief, to attack the Freedom Convoy and call them a radical, dangerous mob, basically. The world finally sees Trudeau as the tyrannical oppressor that he is. He has unintentionally created a worldwide freedom protest, believe it or not. So, we're helping to take down other oppressive regimes. He exposed the corruption of the media worldwide, destroyed people's confidence in the police, the courts, the healthcare system, the federal, provincial, and municipal governments, as well as private companies and corporations. He's destroyed friendships and families, the economy, jobs and careers, the education system, promoted hate and division of the races and religion. It's long past time for him to go, but not before standing in front of a tribunal. It's going to take years to repair the destruction that this criminal and his cabal has created. We're in for the long haul. We're in for a long run. We're not giving up. There's a protest starting here now, and they will be going to the Premier of the province, Higgs, another tyrant. So, looks good. Lots of police presence. It's a small group right now. There's almost as many police as there are protesters at this moment, and it's all about intimidation. There's nothing illegal. They're not doing anything wrong. They're standing up for their rights and freedoms. This is Canada. What's left of it. Thank you for watching. Bye for now. God bless. Okay, so you were in Ottawa.
I was in Ottawa.
How was it?
It was the most amazing show and demonstration of peace, love, and unity that I've ever experienced in my life.
I bet.
There was hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, and they were all just close together. It was just packed, but everybody was being respectful to each other and loving and caring. We ran out of water. We were on Slater Street, which was about 8 or 9 blocks from Parliament, and we got like wedged in there. We couldn't leave in our vehicle, and we ran out of water. And there was people walking around with skids of water, just walking in between the traffic and giving away food. And it was just. I never saw one agitator. I never saw one, flag that was demoralizing or hateful in any way whatsoever. The police were being friendly. Everyone was being respectful to them. It was just electrifying. We just on Friday night at 4 o'clock said, looked at each other, me and my friend, and said, let's go. And by 5 o'clock we were on the road, and we slept at the Big Herb truck stop where the East Coast convoy was, and slept there for there was tens of thousands of trucks there. Farmers had plowed their fields for them. When we got there about 8 in the morning, and it was already just like nothing I've ever seen. And it was crazy because the East Coast convoy and the West Coast convoy got stopped outside of town.
Right.
And they got stuck on the highways coming in. So those two huge convoys never even got into the city for the whole weekend. They were stuck out there, but they held the line, and they were brought out porta potties. People were bringing them out food. The truckers were taking food to the homeless. It was just the biggest show of unity and peace and love. I mean, no one was wearing a mask. Everyone was just showing each other love and compassion. And it's something that, unless you were there, it's hard to put into words how beautiful it really was.
Yeah, well, that's great. I bet you wish you were still there.
Oh, I absolutely wish I was still there. I had to come back for school. But the really cool thing about it, it's not a vax or an anti-vax movement whatsoever. It's, we saw there's people there that were protesting for Every Child Matters and the water crisis and no more lockdowns. For me personally, I'm in recovery, so there's they stopped our meetings, the AANA meetings. We couldn't. You can't go to church. You can't. The kids. There was families everywhere, children everywhere. Parents that they're worried for their kids and the mental health crisis that's going to come because of all of this.
Sure.
Kids just want to go back to school and play with their friends, and we just want to see our loved ones and be able to go to the hospital and visit people that are, our loved ones that are sick and we can't get in, and people are just fed up. And it's not a hateful, white supremacist movement. Basically everything I'm hearing or seeing on the internet, the people that are against it seem to be angry and only kind of giving one little narrative, like one photo that they might have seen, out of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. I never saw one single Nazi flag or one single, Confederation flag or whatever the case may be. There was every other kind of flag. There was Canadian, there was provincial, there was every country in the world, there was pride, it encompassed Canada as a whole. And there wasn't anything bad about it.
Well, it's going to take years to repair the destruction that this government has caused.
Yeah.
And not just the federal, provincials too, and even municipal governments. So it stretches right through every form of government, every institution, the medical, media, the education, everything.
I am blown away by the fact that, just the censorship of the freedom of speech as far as the social media goes. I'll post something and then the next day you can't see it or it's just gone. Like the censorship of what's being put out there. There's so many sites and groups that are for it that their pages are just being taken down. And I mean, the police there, I think they were scared at first because it was such a big show. They weren't prepared at all. It was just the Ottawa police. Later on the day, we saw Toronto and Durham police coming in. And I think they were a little fearful because it was such a big thing that they didn't expect that many. But everyone was being, there was, no washrooms there. There was no businesses open. But everybody was helping each other out and being really respectful. So after, I think, a day, the police really started to just let their guard down and be like, okay, this isn't at all what we were told it's going to be.
Yeah, the government has tried everything they can to try to break it up. As difficult as they can for the people there.
Well, we're not a small fringe minority with unacceptable views.
That's right.
We are not.
Yeah. No, it's very disgusting what's going on.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's great. I wish I could be there too. We might have some people going up. We might carpool.
Yeah.
We're going to watch and see how this plays out.
Okay, so I will make a suggestion.
Yeah.
You will not find a hotel room within 100 miles of there.
Really?
So be prepared to sleep in your car.
Right.
Bring lots of blankets,
Yeah.
Lots of water, lots of food. We slept in the car for 2 nights.
Right on.
We tried to find a hotel on Friday, and it was no.
I heard. Not sure if it's factual or not, but I heard that the police had bought up all the rooms and the
Well,
area.
I've heard that too, that the government has bought up all the rooms. I do know that they did commandeer one hotel for all the police,
Okay.
but those rooms have been booked by the people and the truckers since last week. So I wouldn't put too much stock
Right.
in that.
It's hard to say because you hear things and you, know,
hear
you
it?
don't
Yeah,
know.
no. But I mean, I know because I phoned probably 15 hotels Saturday morning.
Right.
And they all said the same thing. There's nothing within, 100 kilometers of
Wow.
here.
Right on.
So, but we went back to the Herb truck stop outside of Ottawa the next night and slept there for a couple hours. And for there being tens of thousands of truck, there wasn't one bit of garbage.
Right.
I did personally see a flag draped over Terry Fox's statue.
Yeah.
But I like to think that if Terry Fox was there, he would have been waving his own flag.
I think so, too.
There was no desecration on the unknown soldiers at all. In fact, just random people have been making sure that they're all clean and shoveled. They're taking very good care of the things that matter to us as a people.
Yeah, it's awesome to see, and we'll see what happens today, but
Yep.
I don't think it's going to end.
No, it's not. They're holding the line. They're not
Yeah.
going anywhere.
Yeah.
And more waves of second and third waves are coming.
Yeah.
And
The world's watching.
yeah, the world. Well, I mean, all over the world. In UK, they're having their convoy today. In Finland,
New Zealand.
there's one today in Australia, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's happening all over the world. All over the world. There's big convoys and demonstrations in Toronto today. I know I just came from Ontario. I lived up there. There's lots going on in each big city. So this isn't the end of it. This is only the beginning.
Right on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.